Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, and it is a Fed day. And of course, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? And let me click over so you guys can see a heat map on a Fed day because you don't see this very often. It's green, guys. I mean, it's literally green, and it is a big Fed day. And I'm telling you, laptop travel, we could just do it. I'll do it at the end, but here you go. I have your Fed decisions in May, June, and our U.S. recession there on Poly Market up. So we will take a look at that. How about at the end of the show? First, we'll have to look at our Jolie's jumpers real quick and see what's going on. Let me get to there. Hold on one second. Where are they? I know I posted them out. They should be right here. Let me see. And there they are. And hopefully Asian Jolie is feeling better. I sent her a message, so we'll see what she responds. AGH, I'll keep you guys posted. I've been thinking about her. Hopefully she's out of that hospital too. And here we are with AGH moving up here, up 7 cents. Let's see what this bad boy's doing. And how is everybody this morning hopping on here? I see everybody jumping on. And AGH, our first Jolie's jumper right here, and let's see, it is up, and let's take a look and see what's going on there. It was up yesterday, and it's trying to run back up a little more today, so one to keep an eye on with a little momentum right there. And BTOG, there we go at our Bit Origin. Remember, we've been talking about this guy, and we had to add it back to the list because I forgot to put it on there last night, and it is running up a little bit right there this morning in that channel, getting set up and looking good for a setup. CCTG, we talked about this one last night. It was on the scanner, and there you go. It's just kind of sitting there right now, but I think this will be a good opportunity right here. Actually, it might have been running. Oh, that was yesterday. It was running up. We were talking about this thing. So we'll look at this today. It doesn't look like it's doing anything, and it must have ran up in them after hours right there because it doesn't show it. And that's why you do need to show the candle, because you have no idea what happened after the next day when that after hours thing goes away. So you're just sitting there like, I wonder what happened. And good morning, blue collar teamster David, and laptop travel Louis Rodriguez, Asian Jolie. We're hoping you're feeling better there. And Doge Mama 9 and Barbara and everybody else that's hopping on. So many great people. Valeria, she's always on here, and so many others. So greatly appreciate it. And have a great morning. Hope everyone's having a great morning. And we're just rolling through our Jolie's jumpers real quick. First, we're knocking these out. That Cine, we looked at this bad boy last night. It did have some momentum going, so maybe it did keep that momentum. It was running up in the after hours, and it did keep some momentum early, 25 to 29. It's like an entire market went through at 4 o'clock in the morning, guys. Like, we're looking at this, and then a whole nother day will start again as now the market opens up into that 9:30 when it really opens. There's really no 7 to 9:30 pre-market anymore. It's at 4 o'clock in the morning. This is more just like setups, I believe. So yeah, if you're trading them at 4, and then you're looking for the setups again at this time. Curie, CURI, this curiosity stream, whatever this is, that looks like it's bumping up there. It was jumping up yesterday, 329 to 419, and then today 401 to 413. It's at 411, so you might want to keep an eye on CURI for a little momentum. And GPUS, this ran up the other day. It was pulling back. But of course, we're going to be watching to see if it wants to curl back up like the rest of them. So we'll be watching for that right there on GPUS. I'll keep an eye. And how about this MEGL? We looked at it late last night, and it jumped way up. Remember, it caught my eye. It was on the scanner, and it ran up, but then it ran up some more this morning. I just saw it, 199 to 251, and it's at 284. So you do have to have a fast finger in the morning, but there you go. If you listen to the show and you're trading in the morning, you'll know exactly what to do. Excuse me. I'm telling you, allergies. I wish it would just rain and get rid of all this pollen. It's out of control. Sorry about that. But anyway, this MEGL did run. We looked at it last night. It was moving up there, and it still looked like it had a little momentum. So there you go. If you were trading in the morning, like I was saying, That was a nice popper for you. NTCL net class. Weren't we looking at this last night as well? I think Laptop Travel or Luis Rodriguez. Luis Rodriguez, I think, brought it up. And this thing went flying yesterday. And 1191 to 81.77. And then this morning, 79 to 83. It's all the way down to 51 already. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. NTCL right there. NPRPL. Let's see what that's doing. And that thing's jumped up there. Is that this morning? It looks like it should be. And yeah, that thing looks like, but it could be the momentum from No, it shouldn't be. PRP. Oh, what am I doing? PRPL. There we go. Purple Innovation. It was running up yesterday's after hours. And then here you go. It's trying to set back up. So I would keep an eye on the good old Purple Innovations right there. And there you go with our Jolie's jumpers. And again, we're hoping Asian Jolie is feeling better. That's for sure. And let's see what else is going on. We'll go to our laptop lowdowns and look at that TTD looking good. And remember, I was talking about Disney likes to go to 100. Look at it right there, guys. It was at 98. Oh, wait, it went to 100 this morning. There you go. So now that one, I would say. And but let's go to our laptop lowdowns real quick. Check out what's going on over here and see what's happening with Ray, RAY. Good old Ray Tech is way down. And is a good opportunity. We're going to keep an eye on Ray. Let's see. He's bouncing back up right there. It looks like that is today. So watch for a little bounce. We'll see how long he wants to stay in the basement, but Ray will keep an eye on, that's for sure. And AgriForce Growing Systems, we remember this one, and it is pulling back there, but coming back to that 20. So we're going to take a look at this as it had run up and see if it'll curl off that 20 like we love for them to do. So we'll be watching that one for that. And DSY, Big Tree Cloud Holdings. And this one's pulling back right there. Let's see what that's doing. DSY. Yeah, just a little pullback, but when it has that kind of look, it looks like it wants to try to move again. So we'll see if it can move again. And ENSC, this one had run up recently back here, pulling back to that support line, and this one should be getting rolled off. So keep an eye on that one. And IVF, we were just looking at it, and it is pulled back there a little bit. It did just run up for us, and right there it ran up. And again, that's why you got to just trade them real quick. And it's way down here at 181, but we'll see. That one could be another great setup happening, guys. So I'll be keeping my eye on that one. And Jeff's Brands, we're familiar with that. Pulling back, I remember it just ran up pretty well, and it does look like it's getting set back up. So these ones are all trying to get set back up, which is nice. And Maine's whatever, Biomed, and this thing's pulling back to the bottom. Maybe it goes in the basement there. We'll have to take a look at it in this end. I don't know what I'm typing in. NCPL right there, Net Capital. And we've looked at this. It's been running up, and nice pullback right there yesterday for Net Capital. So we will look at that, but that has been running up. PLRZ. This one had just recently run up, pulling back, and we're watching for that curl back up too. That was a good runner. SBET, SharpLink Gaming. This one just recently, oh yeah, we were just talking about this reverse split the other day, and it did pop the day before it split, didn't it? It just said the 6, right? We were talking about it that day that it popped up. We were obviously waiting, and now it could be a good one as it's going to get set up. So we will have to keep an eye on that. I forgot about it. Windtree right here has been on here, and it's been way down. And we'll see how far it wants to get into the basement. It was in there for a while, came out, as you can see. Look at it. It was in there for a while. It does come out and go back in. So we'll see what WINT wants to do. If it wants to go back in the basement, it'll be an opportunity when it wants to come back out. And this XXII wants to run back up. It is like a cannabis type company right here, and it doesn't look bad. They have earnings coming up on the 13th, but that looks like it's trying to curl back up right there. And let me see, and that would be our laptop travel or laptop travel list right there, our laptop lowdown. So thank you very much, Laptop Travel and Asian Jolie, of course, for our list every morning, because they definitely help out big time. They keep the show moving right along. And let's see, caught that NC. What is this one? NCEW. Oh, let me see what it is. NCEW. New Century Logistics. Look at that thing running up there this morning from 226 to 734. It closes. It's right now. It's at 577, and Laptop Travel caught that right at the bottom right there. It's still running around, so keep an eye on that bad boy. There you go for that one. And let's see what else is going on here. Let me just take a quick look and see if I see anything else. Let me see. Oh, yeah. What is RGC doing this morning? Let's see. That one's just running around right there. Like I said, you could look at it for a little momentum play this morning. I don't know if it was going to get crazy again like yesterday. And there you go, 150 to 162. And it's at 151. So there's your RGC. And let's go through. Look at that green market right there for a Fed day. So pretty impressive, huh, Sam? Sam and DMCG and everybody else hanging out here. We just took a quick look at TTD. That trade desk is looking pretty good, guys. Keep an eye on that guy right there, looking nice, I would say. TTD. Yeah, look at that guy. We're trying to run up some a little bit. And let's see, ARM has earnings today, so we'll keep an eye on that. It does look pretty good right there. We were looking at it, remember, down here, and it ran up. I mean, everything looks pretty good, guys. And yeah, I teased it this morning, and Laptop Travel gave us the idea last night, the Fed decisions on poly market. So we will look at them, that's for sure. I'll go through them real quick at the end, just to tease it real quick. And so, yeah, that's what it looks like right there. No decision. I don't know. Real quick, I'd say, guess what? The last time they looked like they wanted to jump off a cliff, they kind of did it. I'm telling you, these things look like, especially when you get to June, that thing, there's no way it's lasting like that. So I do think we see a Fed rate cut coming up, and possibly even today, guys. So that is an interesting one looking at that chart. I'm not going to lie. And let's see what these ones are going to do. SNES, that one is a good one right there. And it's just sitting still, but not looking bad. It does not look bad to me. And let's see, in that PLCE, we looked at Children's Place, and that one's cruising up a little bit. So let's keep an eye on Children's Place. That was definitely looking good last night. PLCE. Yeah, look at that bad boy. Jumped up, and we'll see how it opens up, but it's not bad. It's just kind of gapped up a little bit. ASTS is AST Space Mobile. We're familiar with this one. They do have earnings coming up, and this one looks really good, guys. So two of them, and there's two that Ben likes, SNES and ASTS. He's definitely into them ones. And Disney blew through the earnings, and again, it hit that $100 mark right there. And I told you, anytime it's down here, it always gets up to that 100. I don't know why, but it just does it. And there you go. Good calls on them. So, Laptop Travel. And let's see. What's hot for today? We're going through them right now. L and Elf. These ones are all good. L, this one up quarter and looking really good. Estee Lauder right here. These makeup companies are looking pretty good. The Cruise. Elf was already moving and looking pretty good to try to roll up a little higher. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, but they are getting set up. Just watch for any pullback, and they are looking nice though. And how about Adobe right here? If I can type it in, there's the ADBE. And that one's up. We've been watching this one run up. It's getting to the 50, so we'll have to keep an eye. It could bounce off that 50 right there just to stay into the channel and then get cruising. So we'll just keep an eye on Adobe, see if it wants to run up any more right there. And let's see what that Market Spy and everybody else is doing. Crypto is cruising this morning. The ETF was at 5 million market cap. It's looking good. It kept a really nice base while everything else was just running around and doing crazy stuff. So that should be decent. And here you go. That NCEW was running up there. And we did go to, like I said, MEGL. We looked at it last night right at the end. They caught my eye on the scanner. And I guess that's why it caught my eye. If you guys were up early this morning, that was a good runner right there. But let's go ahead and look at our SPY, big caps, and Mag 7 and everybody else. And that SPY looks like it wants to get cruising, guys. I mean, there's nothing that doesn't. There's 50s right there. Or the 200s right there. I mean, we're getting back to the 200-day moving average, guys, and it looks like we're going to get to that 573 pretty soon. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Obviously, we do have the Fed speaking today, but I have to say, for a Fed day, it looks pretty damn good. And it does look like something crazy is going on, guys. So I have no idea what it is, but something's going on. I was saying this last week that these charts were looking a little wild here. And now they're really looking wild, huh? Apple right here up 240. And let's take a look, trying to roll back off. Apple looks like it wants to. And obviously, we're going to keep an eye on it to make sure it does. But look at that look, trying to get it gets back in that channel with that Pac-Man look. It's definitely running up there. AMZN. Let's see what's going on right here with Amazon. And that's curling up really nice. Amazon looking good right there. I must say, it does not look bad. That's for sure. And Google's been Goop. What the heck am I doing? Yesterday I called it something crazy too. And there's Google right there. But Google's been looking good. We must say, Google looks nice, and it's been running up a little bit. And look at that look right there. I mean, they would really have to get turned around to come down. I looking at that looks really good. All of these things look pretty good. Meta was but it is jumping up. Remember, it was hitting that resistance, so we thought it was coming back down, and it was down a little bit yesterday, but it has to get through that resistance. I think it's going to just get set up. So Meta's got a few moments. Something's going on where they just had to pause up there, but look at Microsoft right back at it, into the back up into the top and trying to move up there. Just be careful with it up in the top. And NVDA, good old NVIDIA, like I said, this one's looking good as well. So I don't think this one's bad right here. They do have their earnings at the end of the month, and I think they'll be pretty important earnings as usual with NVIDIA now. But yeah, that thing's looking really good. These things look like they want to jump up, and then they can get over this right here and then up in here, and and then they're all going to reverse and start becoming bullish again. So something's going on, guys. I'm telling you right now, unless you see a major crash, I just don't see it happening. And Tesla right here, 279, and it's working its way back up, curling up, looking good. So keep an eye on that as usual. And AMC has their earnings. It's up 1% right now. Earning day for AMC, and something's going on at AMC. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's something right there. It's up a little bit, and we'll be keeping an eye on AMC and GameStop, or Genie Energy first. That one's down a little bit. It was run up there. That one's actually setting up pretty good. Keep an eye on that. But GameStop is GME. And this one was pulling back a little bit after it had run up. It had looked good. A little bit of pullback. It does look like it's pulling back there on GameStop. So we'll see if it wants to reverse back up. You can see it's trying to curl. We'll make sure it does. And Chewy had been looking good, running up and running up some more. Look at that bad boy. That one looked good. Unity looked good. I know that was up this morning. Didn't they have earnings coming up today? And they do. And Unity looks really good. We thought so. And that's up. So there you go. These bad boys are cruising right along right here. And let's see what else is going on with that was Unity. Netflix. I couldn't even remember where we were. Netflix right there. That one's going back up and looks like it's going to stay in the top and try to curl up more. Obviously, be careful with it up in the top. And AVGO, these semiconductor ones do look pretty good. MU was up a little bit this morning, cruising right along. And let's see, TSM right here was still trying to run back up. It pulled back, but it looks good right there. And SMCI had their earnings. It is down a little bit, but nothing crazy. Remember, I told you, build a nice support to bounce off of. That's what it's going to do right there. So AMD, that one's up and looking good. We did like it. It did look good, and that's why it's up. And let's see, QCOM right here. That one's looking pretty good. I think QCOM could get rolling back up. You can see it cruising right there. So QCOM not looking bad. And Intel INTC looking pretty good to try to curl back up and get moving again. Good old PayPal was up the other day, and that one looks pretty good. And Snow's been looking good, and it is cruising up there. So Snow is going up, and Dell is setting up right here. Just watch for it, a little bit of pullback, but Dell looks pretty good to get rolling very soon. And Palantir is trying to run back up. It did have a nice dip right there. Was that the earnings dip right there? Yup. And so nothing crazy, but yeah, it's still up over one. It's at 109. It's still cruising right along there for Palantir, PLTR, and of course our Sophie's been setting up here. And it is looking good. So Sophie looks like it's going to roll right off and get cruising. And let's look at Mara and Riot. I bet these guys are looking pretty good going into their earnings right here. May 8th, earnings tomorrow for Mara. And it's an interesting look, that's for sure. It definitely has to roll right off of there. So we'll look at it. It should, though, honestly. It should try to get back up here and get reversed around, is what it looks like it's trying to do. The chart's trying to move back, trying to switch itself. And Riot's looking pretty good right there. Can't say that it's not. And even with earnings the other day, and I don't even know what happened, but Riot does look pretty nice. I must say that. RIOT, yeah, look at that guy. And MicroStrategy right here, that wants to roll off and go up a little higher. And let's see where it's at on the chart right there. The only thing is that they're all the way at the top, so you could have a nice dip coming up relatively soon. That's the only thing. But right now, at the moment, these things look like they want to get ripping. I mean, that's what they look like. And we're having a, excuse me, we have a Fed day coming up. So kind of interesting look right there. And there's your clean spark. And let's see what it's doing. That one has earnings on the 8th, which is tomorrow. And that one's trying to set up, roll off, and look really good. So there you go with them. Let's look at Coin and Hood. Coinbase is up, looking good. And so is Robinhood right there. And Bull was up a little bit today. And that one, I think, is trying to get set up again. That was basing out down there. We've been watching it to make sure it definitely wants to curl up, and that does look like a bottom, but you might get a better price. So we'll just look at Bull and make sure it wants to get cruising right there. And what is DJT doing this morning? That's up a little bit, and so is Fun. So there you go with them guys. And let's see what else is going on here. Let me take a look and see. Let's see what else. So yeah, that's a green market, and our SPY is still up $4. So there you go. Let's take a look at crypto real quick, and let me see what these guys are doing. Bitcoin is right at like 97,000. It was just there, and then came to 96, like 99. It's right there, just dipping around, moving around. Solana's at 147, and Ethereum's at 1833 right there. And let's see what Cardano is doing. That's at 68. And Ripple 213.9. It's like 214 right there. So there you go. And then Doge is at like 17. Chainlink 1394. It says 13. Yeah, right around there. It looks like. So there you go. And we'll take a quick look at our crypto and see what it's doing right here. Boom, right there. Like I said, Bitcoin was just jumping around between 97 and 96 right there. And it does not look bad, I must say. Let me show you here. And yeah, it's kind of flattened out, but they look like they want to try to roll off. Look at it. It's an interesting look, that's for sure. They looked really good last night. Solana looks like it wants to roll up right there, that's for sure. And Ethereum was already looking good, and that thing looks like it wants to run. Ripple not looking bad. There you go. It's trying to get back up in its 50s right there. It was pulling back, but we'll see if Ripple gets curled back around. It should. And there's our Doge trying to get curled back up. So these things were running up here and then now trying to pull back. But I think it's some healthy pullbacks so that these things can really start moving again. And Cardano looks way better. So I'll just show you on here real quick. We'll just look at BTC, Bitcoin right here. You can just kind of fly through so fast now on the FinViz. It's easy. But yeah, here you go. Look at it. Just riding the line right there. Not looking bad, I have to say. Remember, I thought it was going to make a base around 100,000 and then try to go up a level. So we'll see what it's trying to do here. It looks like it was trying to. And I mean, look at them. That could have been an easy for a nice curl up to really catch momentum and get rolling there for Solana. So, and even Ethereum was looking good. Whoop. And Ethereum was looking good as well. So if I could get there, holy cow, ETHUSD. And here we go. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, Ethereum's looking really good to curl off there. So keep an eye on crypto because it is not looking bad, I must say, right there. And I'll go ahead and look at our ETF 500 and see where that's at. And Ripple, look at it. Ripple's curling down a little bit, but it should try to curl back up like the rest of them. And ETF is at that 5 million market cap and just making a really nice base there. So as long as it starts cruising up, it should be really good to go. And let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Let me take a look and see what's happening. AGMH, let's look at that, Barber. That one is cruising back up this morning. I know that. AGMH was moving back up. It was at 11 cents. Remember, we were talking about it curling back up right there. Where's our logic, Mark? What's that doing? Just kind of sitting there at 1.5 cents. But that looks like it's trying to make a base right there to curl back up, guys. So that's what I was looking for. And can't really see it too crazy on there, but yeah, I'll be watching our logic, Mark. But that does look like it's trying to base, and this thing's been curling up pretty good. So I think it wants to get rolling again. Had that quick pop up, and now looks pretty good. DXF up a little bit right there, and that NIVF that's down a little bit. But Green Lane right here is way down, and exactly what I was talking about right there, guys. Way under a penny now. Look at that dip. So remember, making bases and leveling down, we wanted to see how far. And this is why I was holding out. And there you go. Look where it's at. So now you can see why. And this could be another one of them situations like LGMK will find the exact bottom and get it rolling back up there. And Linkage Global right here, that's up a little bit, not looking bad. And how about that NVNI? That one's up a little bit this morning again, trying to get curled back up. And Kids right here, this one was a big runner the other day, just kind of making it, it's trying to get curled back up again. So we'll keep an eye on it. And BON is up a little bit. And again, keep your eye on this. It's looking pretty good right there. And our Pineapple guy is Pineapple Financial. It's still in the basement. I'll keep an eye on that bad boy. So there you go with them. And this PTPI, this thing's just trying to get set up right here. So we're definitely keeping an eye on it, I think, in the next day or so. PTPI could look good. And the good old Lion right here was up this morning. I saw it. We were looking at it last night, and it looked pretty good to run up. So there you go. And let's see what AREB, that's a good one. It was trying to curl back up yesterday. It looks like it's down, huh? And it still has that curl up look. I'll have to keep an eye on our AREB. And it did run up right there. It did pull back, but not looking bad, I would say. It did pull back from that yesterday, though. Telling my allergies are killing me. Anyway, but yeah, not looking bad, just a little pullback. Let me keep an eye on that one, Barb, and see what it wants to do. But it is trying to make some separation and get moving again. So we will be keeping an eye on that one. And I did see that you posted that lab. Oh, here it is right here. Was this it? What was Nancy Pelosi doing? Oh, here it is. All right, I'll read it. I'll post it out. I saw it last night right before I fell asleep. Let me see. And I didn't even look at it. I forgot all about it. But yes, what has Pelosi been buying, and why has she been quiet? We spilled the beans, blah blah blah. So yeah, we'll take a look and see what she's up to. Let me see what is she up to right now. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. I'll look into that and see what's going on, because Laptop Travel clearly did his homework and did it on his blog right there. So I'll check it out. Like I said, I passed out last night, but I'll definitely look at it and keep you guys posted on that one. And STX Confidential, you're 23 seconds late, STX Confidential, because we literally just looked at Logic, Mark, right here. And it pulled back just a hair, but I was just saying it does look like it's trying to make a base here to move back up. So it's not looking bad this morning. It did just pull back like 0.2 of it. It was just at a 1.5 right there, but right there on the 20, and it could easily get curled up. So I think it does look way better. That's what I was looking for. And literally just went through your GNLN too, but we'll look at them again. And I was just saying, this is why I was waiting, because I did think it was coming down, and it is way under a penny in the under the 8s, and maybe it will keep doing that little level and or base and level down, and we'll get it completely dirt cheap and run it up for a big popper. So that's what I was looking at for GLN. It did not look like it was ready for me yet, and that's probably why. And yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye. I'll look at that article that Laptop Travel put together, and and I'll let you know what Nancy Pelosi is doing. LGHL, look at that thing just cruising up the old lion, and that one we looked at last night, and it is moving right there. So here you go. And just gapped up. It doesn't look bad. Like I said last night, it was looking pretty good right there. Where was it? 245 to 280 yesterday. It closed at 260, and then this morning gapped up. It's at 277. It's just sitting there, but it looks pretty good. So I would say it gapped up. That's always a good sign right there. And so there's them bad boys right there. Let's see what else we're missing. That True TROO. That is a Hong Kong one right here. We were looking at some of them last night. This is up 5%, trying to move up. So this one did look pretty good as well. So keep an eye on that. Again, these Hong Kong ones are starting to move. If I can get my fingers on the right spot on the keyboard, but there you go. That was yesterday. It doesn't say it's moving yet this morning. It did say it's sitting right there at 61, and it did run around yesterday, but closed at like 58. I remember it did close down there, and but looking good for True. And we, like I said, we went over a bunch of Hong Kong ones last night. And they do want to run, some of them, and especially some of these China small caps. They want to run too. They're just sitting. They generally aren't moving too much in the morning unless they're popping. There's that bond not looking bad right there. And let's see, in our LGMK, it's just sitting right there. But I'm telling you, that's not looking bad. And we drives up some more. I told you this one had been looking pretty good right here. Is that today? Let's see. WRD. It did run up a little bit more right there. And yeah, look at that popper. So yeah, I told you guys last week right around here, and it was in the 6s. Now it's in the 9s. So we ride right there was a good one. And Holo, I wanted to look at this one as a matter of fact. And remember, we were saying it probably is trying to make that base right there. And there you go. It's trying to crawl up. So Holo looking good right there. So that should be pretty decent. And Cine, this was running up some more. It was running up yesterday, I believe, in the after hours, if I remember correctly. Yeah, and then it ran up some more this morning. So there you go with them guys. Let me just see. That's green. Spies up $3.71. And we do have a Fed day today. So pretty wild right there. And NVNI, did I just look at that? I don't remember, but not too bad. And it is trying to get set back up. I think it is trying to roll back up there. So just watch for any pullback on that one. And let's see what else is going on. Age and a broken hip effectively ended Pelosi's career. Broken hip effective. Yeah, when she fell down that step, that was pretty wild right there, huh? And you know what we can do? Let's see real quick. Hold on a second. Let me see what's happening. And we can see the Pelosi tracker right here. So let's take a look and see what's going on. And I don't see anything as of recent. So maybe she didn't report. I'll look and see what Laptop Travel said, and then we'll report on that. But this looks like the last ones that she had purchased was back in January. So maybe she was just purchasing more, and maybe Laptop Travel did see something. I'm not sure. I'll look and see what he has to, for us, and I'll keep you guys posted on that thing. And let's see what else is going on. We did our crypto, our big caps VSTE. You want to see that? Let's see what that's doing. That's a nice dipper, huh? We'll keep an eye on VSTE. Thank you. That's a really nice dip right there. And it did pull back there yesterday, just kind of sitting there. Will it get that bounce? I'm not so sure. I mean, it does have that little look. I would keep an eye on it today for some sort of bounce. And so, yeah, I would definitely be watching that for a little bit of bounce back. It's not going to go crazy, but you could have a little bit of bounce. And then it's probably going to pull back a little bit as it stays down there in the basement, I would assume. And let's see, our SPY is right there. Not looking bad on a Fed day, trying to curl up. I'm telling you, it's pretty crazy. It's not very often you see it. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what our poly market's doing real quick. And then we'll wrap it up right here. So here you go. Laptop Travel said, yeah, let's look at the poly market. And the last time I looked at these things and they wanted to jump at off a cliff, it was 75-25 for Harris to Trump. And it went completely the other way. I'm not saying it looks totally like it's definitely, but to say that no change is 100% or 98% up here, I don't know. I'll be watching this thing as the day gets closer to 2 o'clock. I'm going to tell you that right now. I have a feeling you might see these things start changing. I don't know why, but they just have that look right there. So I will be keeping an eye on it for sure. It's not a guarantee, but being up like this, you could see them trying to do something right there drastically, just like that Harrison Trump one did. So that is for today, I would say, in May. And then in June, look at this thing, guys. This thing's look like it's about to close the gap real quick right here. You can see as they start closing gaps up like this, they start to get that certain look. And this one looks like it's going to do it. So what is the purple line of 50%? And I wasn't even paying attention to the different ones, what they were. I was just looking at the red and the blue, which was no and I guess 25. I didn't even notice that that's what that was right there. So yeah, that's a 25%, and then 50s in the purple way down there. I guess no, that's 25. 25 decrease for red, and no change. And a 25 increase is the purple. So all right, we got to read and see what the heck's going on. And yeah, something's changing right here, guys. I don't know what it is, but you could just see. I mean, these things were all down here. I couldn't even tell. I didn't really pay attention to what they were. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going up. And one, I would say, would have to be that decrease, that red one right there. So that would be lowering the rates. And so let's take a look at June right here. And again, this one's a 50%. So now they're talking like it's almost going to happen. And you can see, I'm telling you, something's changing here. So I think we're going to see the Fed possibly cave in or do something. And then our recession was all the way up here, and it was looking pretty hefty up here. Well, I bet it was around the 7th. This one says basically the 8th or the 9th. Remember that 7th was the day right here. Where was it? Right there. So that's your day right there. That was the day they had to like really turn it all around. So I would say that was your top. It got close at the beginning of May, and I think you're stair stepping straight down right now, guys. So I don't think a recession really looks like it's looming for us, and it does look like something's going on with the Fed. I can tell you that just by looking at that chart. If poly market runs like the and it had runs like the election, I'm telling you something's going on right there. I can see it. So I'm not promising you anything, but definitely looks a little odd. That thing could just come straight down. That could come straight up with no problem today. So I'll watch it as it gets closer. Obviously, 7:40. The things at 2 o'clock is when Powell speaks. So we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on that bad boy. That's for sure. And yeah, how often do you see a completely green morning when the Fed's coming on to speak? Usually, it's like, holy cow, what's going to happen? And let's see, legendary investor Bill Miller on why the worst is over for stocks Amazon to buy and Tesla isn't. Trade talks at last and Fed rates cut. And guys, these trade talks only at last. They've already been done. I'm telling you guys, they're just waiting for the Fed. Now it's coming out because they want the Fed to cut the rates. Fed rate cuts like Trump tariffs look to be on a 90-day pause. I don't know, guys. I'm telling you, let's see what the Fed's going to say. And maybe they do say that they're going to lower them in 90 days, which would be 3 months. But if they say something today, it would be huge. So if we have a actual times, and then, they'll try to pressure them into doing it a little faster. But anyway, let's see. They're going to mention something. You can see it happening on them charts right there. And planned U.S.-China trade talks lift sentiment, and Dow futures rise, and the stock futures get a lift from U.S. China trade talks. And Exactly what we've been talking about, guys. I mean, it's nothing far-fetched for us, and we've looked at all of these already. How about that MEGL caught my attention last night? I guess that's why that or Magic Empire said it had some magic in it, and it did go popping up. MLGO, look at this thing trying to crawl back up, and there's our logic mark. We'll be keeping an eye. It did pull back a little bit more there. Let me see that bad boy because it wasn't looking that bad. And let's see, it does have a little bit of pullback look right there. Let's see what it's doing. Oh, GMK. Yeah, just kind of a little pullback. We're still over to 20. We could easily get rolling up. So we'll see how that starts moving this morning, if it's going to pull back anymore. That bond's looking pretty good. So keep an eye on that. And that We Ride's way up there from where we mentioned it. So there's a couple good ones. And we'll be keeping an eye, like I said, on Logic Mark. And let's see what's over here if anything catches my eye. And that one did run, that MEGL we looked at. And this FRGT did run the other day. It's trying to crawl back up. So keep an eye. And there's that purple. And what's Carm doing right here? Carm looks like it's going to have some charisma. Charisma Therapeutics. It was running up there. It's curled up. I'll have to look at this one real quick. And let's see. Yeah, that's already run up there, it looks like. So we'll have to see what that one's doing. And there you go. I would say that's a pretty good pre-market review. A green day on a Fed day, and I'll be keeping you posted. And again, I'll be keeping an eye on this bad boy because I have a feeling they're going to be, maybe they don't lower them today, but they mentioned something. Something's going on here, guys. You can see it on these charts. It's a little too crazy. They were setting up last week like that. So that's how they started to look. And that's why I started to say something's going and something's going to happen. So we'll be definitely have everybody will be watching at 2:00. I'm sure the whole market will be looking at this and we'll be checking it out. So keep you guys posted. Let me know what you guys want to see. And we'll see what's happening today with the Fed. But I can't say that the market looks bad. Not like that. Not with your SPY up to, unless these things just get crushed at some point today. And but they don't look like they want to. Look at them all curling up right there. The rest of them were. And obviously, we have our eyes on the Fed today and see what they say. And again, maybe they don't lower them today, but they mentioned something coming up real soon. I think that's what Yahoo's trying to saying right there. The Fed cuts and tariffs are like a 90-day pause. So I don't even know where there it is. And so yeah, I'm not sure, but let's see what they say. The Fed on Wednesday is expected to leave interest rates unchanged. And boom, boom, dun, dun, dun. Let's see. The Federal Reserve is unlikely to lower the rates this week or act decisively until after July 8th when the 90-day tariff. So we'll see. Maybe they say something about the tariffs coming. I don't know, guys. Something's going on. You can just see it. And I have no idea because we're not in that inner circle with Trump and them, and they do have a master plan going on. You can tell that. So we just have to sit back and trust them because you can tell something good's going to be happening here. And I'm not sure what it is. I just know they want them rates down before they make any moves. And that's all I can tell you right there. And Logic Mark, I'll keep an eye on it for us. And there you go. It's a good pre-market review. Crypto's up. Things are looking good. And we'll be watching the Fed at 2. So there you go, everybody. And all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed that pre-market review right there. And we did pick out what's going to be looking good. So if you're just tuning in, check out the rest of the show. It will play and you can watch it anytime on YouTube or all that good stuff. So yeah, just follow along on X, YouTube, and all them good things. And we're always doing the show 7 a.m. and 9 p.m. So I'll keep you guys posted with the Fed today, and be sure to trade smart, lock in those profits. So goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everybody.